All right, guys, we're getting down to fight week, and we're getting down now sub 5% body fat. I don't know. So it's about time for you guys to start making all the accusations and speculating about the stack that I'm on. Guys, I'm going through my book right now. Just got the first final draft back from the editor. Made a couple changes, but we still have a couple things to really work on. But man, it's been such a really, really fun exercise of going through the entire process, a little bit about childhood, kind of the changing of the guard into a young man in high school wrestling, and then making the decision to walk on to the University of Missouri, working my way through there to become an All-American and team captain, and then transitioning to mixed martial arts, fighting outside the UFC for over a decade, being overlooked, and now coming into the UFC, man. It has been so awesome, and I've learned so many lessons. And this is such a really cool exercise to kind of go back and see and realize where you came from, where you started, where you're at, the things you've come back from, man. It is fun, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. God bless. I'll see you at the top. Guys, I'm actually crying. I'm actually crying. Oh, the fear was so thick, I could feel it in my throat. That minivan suddenly felt like the only safe place in the world. Part of me didn't want to open the door. In that moment, hiding there felt a lot easier than stepping into a room full of giants where I was just a question mark. I didn't just feel like an underdog. I felt invisible. And yet somewhere deep down in the pit of all that fear, another voice whispered, "Walk on." That was a moment I remember getting out of my mom and dad's minivan as I was about to walk into the dorms for the first time, seeing all these heavily recruited state champs who got courted and scholarshiped by Mizzou. And here I was, the insignificant, lowest guy on the totem pole, walk on. Thank God I made that decision, or else I wouldn't be sitting here today. And you're about to read my book. God bless. See you at the top.
He just turned that too quickly around from the Islam Makhachev fight. I don't think Ilia Topuria did anything that incredible. I feel like he just fought, and I've been there. When I fought Paul Felder, and then I fought Dustin Poirier kind of back to back, and then rushed into the Michael Chandler fight. It's not like Michael Chandler did anything that was lightning incredible. It's just like, you need to learn that as a veteran fighter, and there's only one way to learn it, and that's the hard way. Is just the body can only take so much punishment before it needs time to fully recoup. And especially if you're fighting these 5-round fights, you need to be putting a good amount of stretch, and it takes longer to recover from a 5-round fight, especially what Volkanovski's been going through, 5-round championship training camps, and just putting them so consistently, because he has been one of the most consistent champions for the UFC, stepping up to the plate, fighting, jumping in on short notice. Like, he just needed a bit more time between these fights to let his body fully recover.
Now, but I think the $1 million question is, what Volk are we going to see in the octagon come that night, UFC 314? Because he's everyone was already talking about his losses to Makhachev, his knockout, and then you back that onto the knockout with Topuria, you back that onto his age, and as MMA fans like to do, as soon as he lost, they started throwing his age around and calling him a wash, which is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Like, MMA fans are the best and worst of us as people. They really are. But truth is, he's been out for a while now. Mm-hmm. He's coming off. He's coming off 3 losses in a row?
Two losses in a row.
2 losses in a row, yeah. Makhachev and Topuria.
Yeah.
Did bad losses the last couple. His age is a factor in this. Which Volk are we going to see in the octagon come 314? Diego Lopez, right now, running that confidence and hype train like nobody's business.
Yeah.
He's just... Momentum is a serious thing in MMA because it just promotes so much confidence in yourself. It promotes so much doubt in your opponents, and you just run with it.
I don't know, it doesn't say calories. 43. Nice one, Tom. Oh, thanks, mate. That was awesome. Thanks, mate. Thanks, pal.
How are we summarising CrossFit?
Yeah, that was tough. I still think there's some CrossFit out there, but it's not that easy.
A fight that Jon Jones was supposed to do against Vitor Belfort way back in the day. And come fight week, Vitor couldn't fight. He was injured. I forgot exactly what it was, but he wasn't able to fight. In comes in Chael Sonnen. Jon Jones absolutely refused to fight Chael Sonnen. And it was like, it was an easier fight. And I'm going, why the hell wouldn't you fight Chael Sonnen? Because it was a much easier fight. So no, he wouldn't fight. So that fight got changed. And then next thing you know, Chael Sonnen and Jon Jones becoming the Ultimate Fighter. Then they make that fight between them two. And then Jon Jones crushes Chael, which is what I thought was going to happen the first time anyways. So why did he do that?
Why?
Because he wants to win. He does everything he can to win. He's a perfectionist. This guy will do everything he can to win. He's a winner. He knows how to win, and he'll do certain things that maybe not ethical or unethical just so he can win. Like if you watch him with DC in some of his fights, he's going with DC, and DC's got his hands wrapped around him, and Jon Jones lifts his hands over like the round's over, and then DC lets up, and all of a sudden he clocks DC. Why did he do that? He didn't have to do that. Another one, when DC grabs him, he's picking him up off the air and he's going to throw him. He grabs the cage around the cage so DC can't throw him. Why did he do that? Because he didn't want DC to throw him, make him look bad. So this guy is an individual that does whatever he can do to win, and he's a winner, and he's a great, great, great athlete. So combine that with everything he has, that's what you got more than anything. So if he's not fighting Tom Aspinall when they want him to fight, is because he's not going to. It had nothing to do with I'm older and he's younger. It has something to do with he needs to be properly prepared for what he's going to bring to the table. And he wants to absolutely crush Tom. So he feels that's what he needs to take to do it. So guess what? You can't change him. You're not going to change his mind. He's been that way for years. So he's not going to change. So I don't blame him, because why should he go and rush and become somebody he's not? He needs to be who he is, who he has been. And he's been a winner his whole life.
Понедельник, сегодня, да? Вторник, среду. 3 дня вы дежурные. Раджабов не будут приходить, следующий ты сам будешь дежурный. Ты понял? А ты для чего на день осталось? Я же знаю, я же сказал, я знаю, не пришли, а я же не пришли. Подожди, почему не пришли? Хасан. А ты почему проспал? Я не могу проспать, почему я... Подожди, а что входит у старшего дежурного? Следить за ними. А что ты сделал, чтобы ты следил? Подождите. Они проспали, они наказаны.
С утра что за хипиш?
Подождите, вопрос у меня к тебе. Вопрос.
You have to understand, dude, that Khabib is playing his dad's role now. It's a role of respect and honor. Like, you know what I'm saying? We even talked to Ali. It's like, hey, if Khabib's dad was still alive, that motherfucker wouldn't be retired. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. He's telling him, he's like, he's gonna do what his dad says, and that's all there is to it. Until his dad says, all right, man, you're done. You know what I'm saying? They have that same level of respect for Khabib, because now he is playing that role of what his father has done to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if there's a bad clot, it doesn't even fall on Islam. It falls on Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Islam just has to say, yeah. Islam just pretty much says what Khabib is going to do. And it's not like he's his commander-in-chief, but he's his brother. Like they represent something that's just different. I mean, to a lot of people who are probably listening to what I have to say, they're probably like, dude, this dude's out of his damn mind. But no, bro, when you guys truly understand these dudes and understand their culture and how they take faith, competition all to an extreme, there's levels of layers of respect for that. So for that reason, it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's not going to be up to Islam Makhachev. It's going to be up to Khabib Nurmagomedov. So Khabib Nurmagomedov could be the bad cop. You know what I'm saying? Islam will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. If he had his choice, he's going up to 170 pounds and he's fighting Bilal Muhammad and potentially beating him. But it's up to Khabib Nurmagomedov.